In the past, we at Movie Hurricane have given many guests miniature gifts like this. What do you think of them? They are all carefully designed and made by us. Although they are not expensive for these celebrities, it is a great way to express our sincerity, often quickly closing the gap compared to giving other gifts. More interesting. And one very important method for making these models is 3D printing. You may have heard of it. In fact, this technology is used a lot in our company, but we have never formally introduced it to you. There are some unique things in our company that you probably won't see elsewhere, and we haven't had the chance to present them to you. But this, of course, the video can be made. First, I have to say that the 3D printer brand we have been using, Tuoju, clicked instantly with us and sponsored this program. But I know that not everyone needs a 3D printer. I really just want to show you what 3D printing technology can do in our daily lives now, and what it means for a team and company like us, Film Hurricane, with over 100 people. We can first introduce you to the principles of 3D printing. There are mainly two 3D printing methods that we often encounter. The first is, FDM simply put, is melting this kind of plastic, and then the nozzle creates the shape you want layer by layer. It is very easy to use, but it has a clear disadvantage, which is the presence of some layer lines. It's enough for printing small everyday items. However, if you want higher surface precision, like for making figurines, you're likely to use the second printing method, which is photopolymerization into shape. The most commonly used method for us, SLA, uses ultraviolet light to layer by layer solidify liquid photopolymer resin. However, photosensitive resin is somewhat toxic, so you need to be very careful when handling it. The printed objects also require secondary processing to achieve the desired appearance. So, if you lack manual skills, I strongly advise against trying the SLA method. Of course, there are other types of 3D printing in the industry, but those tend to be more expensive and specialized. We can talk about them later if there's an opportunity. Our company mainly uses the first type, called an FDM printer. This technology has actually evolved a lot. In the early days, it was really difficult to use, everything would break, but now the precision is very high. Initially, I bought it for our company to develop products, but after purchasing it, what was printed was different from what
There is a slight discrepancy. This space is where we often film. You're surely familiar with it, but this time we've placed a lot of items we've 3D printed. I don't know why our colleagues, who can't model, have made so many unique things. This is indeed what he's currently using, but Lee Siwei mostly didn't. Notice, this is very interesting. This was something one of our colleagues at the company was extremely fond of. He loved this IP so much that he'd ask all his colleagues to help him eat McDonald's. After they finished eating, he exchanged for all these things. But at that time, what McDonald's gave was made of paper, so it easily got damaged. So this was the hope of this colleague in our company. One of our professional prop makers printed this item and made it, so it looks really cool. And you can knock on this. Let me bring it up for you and place it there.
Oh, God,
First
mad.
vent, right? Boss, not talking nicely to you. Lee Siwei, you useless person.
I can't get any business deals. Experiments can't be
I'll
done
interrupt
right.
you.
Normally, I just knock on the table and then they finally rely on me.
Oh no, how did you knock the person down too?
The butt fell off. And then, let's take a look. Have you seen this? This basketball hoop can also be printed, and it can directly print out a chain.
Wow, that's impressive. Can you throw one in?
I'll throw it in first. You give me 100. If you throw it in before me, I'll give you 500.
It should be me, 500, you 100, because I am
Okay,
impressive.
I'll give you half a minute. Count down 30 seconds. 765.
Look, see, this is also a prop, probably. See, there are a few printed ones here, can you tell?
This probably isn't it. This might be.
Like a picture
Look, this
frame.
is our drone. We might be able to share this model.
Oh, indeed.
This is quite
This
good.
is quite exquisite, you could say.
A vice printed.
When we are a team, wouldn't we be more successful? At that time, my answer was me.
Where did that sound come from?
And today, the answer changed.
The Book of Answers. How do I not know about this thing?
This is a toy store I created.
You can use it to answer any questions.
Yes, it can answer any question. Do you have any troubles left in life sometimes?
I think I'm not getting enough sleep lately.
Adult matters cannot withstand scrutiny because once scrutinized, what you see is either a mess or all grievances.
Another area within the company where three-dimensional printing is used extensively is for internal tools. We have dedicated designers and prop makers in the company, and for some requirements without ready-made solutions on the market, we can design our own. For example, just print it out. For instance, this is a holder for the small gold and silver medals and anniversary commemorative plaques designed for all company employees. It's placed on the desk, which has significant commemorative value, but is usually not available for purchase.
The thing we find most impressive recently, I think it should be this, which is a point impression evaluation module. In simple terms, it means that team members from various departments review the footage in advance, offering feedback and suggestions from the audience's perspective. But there is a drawback, which is that people can't provide real-time feedback while watching the video, and the final opinions collected are rather vague.
After continuous iterations, we now have a satisfactory solution, which is to give each participant in the screening a wireless module like this one. The 3 buttons correspond to like, mark, and dislike. You can press them at any time during the screening. After it ends, the system can automatically collect real-time opinions and generate a graph like this based on the timeline, showing what was good and what was not.
It's clear. This is also what I think is the biggest advantage of 3D printing, which is that it is very unique and completely tailored to your needs. For instance, at its core, it is essentially a Bluetooth keyboard. Very simple, but you need to limit the number of keys so that users can trigger it more easily.
So I think it's quite different from the design of most buttons on the market. And this time with the Tuoju H2D printer compared to before, I feel there's a major update, which is the dual nozzle setup. This allows us to save a lot of time and materials when printing multicolor models like the preview buttons. We used its latest laser processing and CNC cutting to make some adjustments to this preview module. In addition, we also have a lot of programs featuring 3D printing. Besides the miniature GIFs mentioned at the beginning, the 4x3.5 meter miniature Shanghai and the 3D mapping program we did before was also 3D printed. After the project was completed, it was placed on the wall of our company's museum, becoming a part of our company. This makes me think that previously, many of our programs as a film company are preserved in visual form, lacking a tangible object to share with others. But this three-dimensional printing technology is really interesting. It's different from other methods. I can create something and share it with you, and you can have it in your room. If we make a model of our company's stone base in the future, I can share it with you. For example, you can find it in your room. If I had to find a way to describe 3D printing, we've filmed some interesting shots, and I believe you'll find them intriguing. I think 3D printing is more like a modern version of the magic paintbrush, and the magical brush is it. The legend of turning ideas into reality no longer seems far away from us. 3D printing makes those wild imaginations a reachable future. Of course, our application of 3D printing is still in a relatively early stage, and there are many interesting uses. For instance, combined with scanning, you can create many unique designs, like hardware for products or toys suitable for different settings. Also, with AI modeling, it doesn't matter if you can't draw or model, you can customize your own models, print a figurine of yourself, or let childhood doodles leap off the paper. This, Marlang's brush is evolving in the hands of more people, creating infinite possibilities. Also, thank you to Tuoju Technology for their support, giving us so many interesting and useful things in our company. Good things.
3 years ago, Tarzan XCC accompanied us in exploring product development, and now the more powerful H2D gives us more creative freedom. I believe that whether you are a craft enthusiast, model expert, professional designer, or engineer, 3D printing can help you break through the boundaries of imagination. So that's the content of our program. If you like it, please give us a like, forward, or share, which is very helpful to us. You can also showcase your 3D creations, and we'll see you next time.
The boss is either dealing with a mess or it's all grievances. I think the company's operation is not good enough at the moment.
So during my student days, I would think about the issue of not finding like-minded friends.
Because you didn't encounter like-minded partners. This thing is called the Book of Answers because it has answers to everything. I don't know who in our company made this. Does anyone really want this thing?
Besides that, there are also many peculiar things our team members have printed themselves. Most of these models come from 3D printing communities like MakerWorld, Thingiverse, and Printable. We are truly grateful to these designers for generously sharing their works. We also wanted to contribute, so we published our photo frame model in the community. Interested friends can try printing it, and it is all free.
Costly. So as you can see, we have many various sizes of 3D parts, indeed all stored within our company. But now, what Lee Siwei and I are showing you is more in the fun direction, while the truly practical ones are from another department, the product department.
This is a place where our product department often comes. We develop a lot of things here. Some are final products and some are 3D printed items.
That's right.
Tell me about the good things we've 3D printed at our company.
The first thing, you see almost everyone has our phone case. Actually, when we initially completed the design, we first printed out using 3-dimensional printing. Generally, we print a single shell first, and then one with the phone, so that we can verify if, for example, the transitions are smooth, how it feels in the hand, and then check the
Here's
fit.
a small fact for you. Would you believe that the manufacturers making phone cases actually have the next generation model 6 months before a phone like the iPhone is released? I can't show you, but there will already be a sample of the next generation phone case printed out. This is to prevent cases from not fitting when the phone comes out.
That's right.
For example, this.
Lens cap that prevents losing the lens cap through an AirTag. I still want to insist that this idea I came up with is great. What do you think?
My opinion is extremely stupid. How much does an AirTag cost you now? It costs over 100 yen. Spending over 100 yen to find something that costs a few yen.
It's actually something that, though it only costs you a few bucks, protects things worth tens of thousands. And it's about peace of mind, you know? You have a lens, you lose the lens cap, and your mood drops. Do you understand?
Oh!
This has a significant impact on you. If I'm shooting all day and lose it in the morning, I'll be wondering all day where I put it. Thinking about it all day, I can't shoot.
With this mindset, you're quite spent.
This was fully verified at the beginning, but in the end, everyone in the company voted no, so this product was not released. Don't you think we should have launched such a product?
I don't know what you think. Would you really spend money on something like this?
This is what I think is a more genius idea. Our company has many customized umbrellas with film and TV drama styles. Custom umbrellas. Oh, you can't open an umbrella indoors. Quickly put it away.
Why can't you open an umbrella indoors?
Forgot what the point was. The height is not tall.
That's fine then. This is our umbrella. We made a logo, very detailed. The only problem is that it can only be used once, then someone takes it and we don't know where it goes. Until one day, I suddenly had a brilliant idea. Why not attach an AirTag to the umbrella? An umbrella that prevents loss through an AirTag. So we 3D printed an umbrella AirTag, fitting it exactly here, so that the administration can accurately track which little one took our umbrella. This is something we actually did quite well, a handle we made, because now we have many self-developed products. With structural components like this, you definitely can't make it directly, so they end up making something like this.
This year we use 3D printing to verify its overall structural points because actually, compared to the final molding, 3D printing is definitely different. But because you see, with German now, actually the overall precision of 3D printing is quite high. For example, this handle, we actually printed it in separate parts, and we can do some pre-assembly to see if there are any potential issues. And this actually, logically speaking, belongs to a very early prototype, just to roughly see if it is okay and usable.
Then, there are some even stranger things. These two are products we are working on, but I can't tell you what these products are for.
Still need to keep it a secret for now.
I know you think that Tim is acting silly again, and they think so too. But I believe this product has great potential.
Okay.
Do you agree?
I agree. Do you truly believe in it from the bottom of your heart?
It's not important deep down. As long as I accept it, it's fine. Sometimes when you have an idea, if you wait for someone else to help you machine it, your idea will already have vanished without a trace.
Moreover, in the past, when we didn't have a 3D printer, to verify that Tim's idea was foolish, it would usually take us 3 to 5 days. But now, we can basically tell him within a day, hey, that's too foolish. This is very...
Apart from products, another area where we extensively use three-dimensional printing in our company is